March 11th, 2025. I think that it was a pretty interesting day today. I know I'm making my video about an hour early, but I just have some other stuff to do, and I just want to just do this now. I'll put more effort into it if I do it now. So I think a couple of things about the end of the day. We're probably going to test back to the open. We're probably going to try to oscillate around the open. And I think there's, I don't know, maybe a 50-50 chance we go back above the bar 65 high. It's similar. I think buying up there is similar situation to this, where you're buying and you might get a really uncomfortable pullback and then get back to the high. So I think, it's not unreasonable to say 50-50 chance. I'm tempted to buy. It's tempting to just take the buy and take a chance right now, but I'm just done trading for the day because I do think that we should get some sort of bounce. Reason being, four straight bull bars should get a second leg, and low probability that it's just this bar is the second leg. Higher probability that we could try to get somewhere back up or up this high. So you can buy here with maybe slightly better than a 50% chance that we're going to get some sort of decent looking bounce. Might only be one or two bars, might move quickly, but before the end of the day. Anyways, coming into the day, the prior day is a bear trend day, and we had this climactic sell-off. So what happens when we get climactic sell-offs? Well, most likely, obviously, you get the deep pullback, but also we're probably going to try and test back to this low at some point during the day. So I would imagine that we were probably going to test back to the, yesterday's low during the day today. So this was my first target for the bears. I thought we would get somewhere down here. So difficult to look to buy early in the day because we are probably going to get back to this area. First thing that really truly needed a second leg, obviously the bears need a second leg from this, as I mentioned, and the outside down bar on 7 is probably going to get a second leg down. Why do I say that? Well, because it's a 60-point bar. And 60-point bars, there's almost no exceptions to the rule. It's pretty much always going to get a second leg when a bar is that large. So really, 8 might need a second leg, but 7 is more than twice, or is about twice as big as 8. So if you're selling and you're scaling in, you're probably going to make money. 8 is not really a very good buy for the reason that 7 is definitely going to get a second leg. It could be 3 legs down, 1, pullback 2, pullback 3. So you do have to be a little bit careful. Selling closes. I wouldn't sell the close, but you could sell the close of 8, sell the pullback around the moving average. But nothing is all that excellent to this point. 9, a big bear bar, closing near its low. Probably should get a second leg, a pullback on 10. We're going to go one tick below the 7 low because of how large the bar is. 11 and 12 should get a second leg. It might be 3 legs down. The traders are willing to sell the pullback or sell the close of 13, expecting at least a little bit more to the downside. Obviously, buying the close of 13 is not a good idea, and it's a decently tight channel down. Notable moves today, we had a leg 1, pullback, leg 2, measured move. This is a really strong move, and yeah, it's probably going to pull back, but it's also very likely going to get a second leg down. So you have to keep in mind. So, this rally is very likely minor because of how strong this is. You have to expect another leg down. 17, a big bull bar. 17 is probably going to get a second leg up. It's big enough that I don't think this is going to be a big bear trend day. 8 is a big bull bar, and 17 is a big bull bar. So I think probably we're going to start to go more sideways. What can happen is you'll see this happen, and the low probability thing will happen where you get a couple good rallies, and then you just sell off all day. And then traders will come into the day, and they'll see this, and they won't care that this is a good bull bar and should still get a second leg. They're too, this is too fresh in their brain what just happened, and so they'll take shorts, and then they'll get stopped out. But the reality is it was low probability that we were just going to get a giant bear trend day, and it's low probability here that we're going to get a giant bear trend day. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but you shouldn't bet on it by selling below 18. This 69 and 70 should get a second leg. So if 71 is a bull bar, I'm expecting one more leg down. And then bears will have a completed price structure, 3 legs, 1, pullback 2, and then theoretically pullback 3. And then the bulls will be free to get some sort of bounce. So if we get a bull bar here, I would expect it to go a little bit lower, maybe retest this close or somewhere in this area, and then go back up. Anyways, 18 might need a second leg, but 17 definitely needs a second leg. And if you're selling down here, you're selling very low in the range, so it's really not all that good. 20, a big enough bull bar that I think it's definitely going to get a second leg sideways to up. You know that. So I don't think it's 22. I think we should get a little bit more. I was not able to buy anywhere in here. I'll go over my trades here in a second. So 19 and 20, big enough that I'm expecting at least one more leg sideways to up. 21, disappointing, not quite the 3-bar micro channel, right? Obviously, we have paint for my signals, but not quite the 3-bar micro channel. So I ended up staying flat here. 23 and 24, this is just a minor reversal, so much overlap 24 over 23 that 20 and 21 is going to be what ends up getting the second leg more than likely here. 25, 26, 27. So this is where I took my first trade. I made a bit of a mistake. Well, I don't think the entry was a mistake, but the management was probably a mistake. I'm not really filtering out third legs in my entries as of now. So I did buy 27 and I bought more below it. And rather than just scaling in, I knew I was buying a third leg. So I was just going to exit if we got a bar that I didn't like. And that's what happened on 30. So I bought here, bought more, took a loss. I sold the close of 30. I held. I sold more above 33 during 35, and I exited below here. So I sold here. I sold more here, and then I exited down here. I bought the close of 51. I bought more on the close of 52. I bought more at the bar 49 high, so I bought more at this price. So I bought here, here, and here during 54, and then I exited. It was better than the close of 55, but not by much. I think it was about right here. So I bought here, here, and here, and I exited up here. And then I bought the close of 57. I bought more as 58 pulled back, and then I exited. It was around the 30 high. It was somewhere in this area, or the 27 close. So I bought here, here, and exited here. And then I bought as 67 sold off, and I exited during 68. Like I was saying, I do think that although this is a good looking bull bar, 68 and 69 and 70 is going to get one more leg down. So bulls are going to be less eager to buy right here, and traders are probably going to start taking some profits, regardless of how this bar closes, expecting one more leg down before any sort of reversal. So 30 needs a second leg. It's a leg 1. This is a leg 3. So this is a leg 1, probably going lower. You can sell any of these closes. This is very likely a minor reversal. Could be a trading range day. And, obviously we've had a very bearish market for the past few weeks. We hit 10% today. It was 55.49.5 on my chart at least. So this was a 10% correction right here. And you can see we reversed up from around that area. I don't know if that's super relevant. I think the day set up in a way that we were expecting a reversal and reversed it to leg 1, leg 2, but that general area. So we do end up getting a second leg down, 42, 43, 44, or sorry, 41, 42, 43, expecting a second leg down. I tried to get filled on a short at the 43 high, but it just never quite got there. So I just ended up letting this go. 50, 51, or for 950, 51 is going to need a second leg. I don't know if it pulls back first, but the market's overextended to the downside, and we've been getting good rallies, good looking rally, good looking rally, good looking bounce, good looking bounce, good looking bounce. Not a great looking bounce, but a bounce. So we're getting a lot of decent looking bounces for the bulls. So the thing to keep in mind is that we're probably going higher, even if we do pull back first. And then, so 54, a pullback, but 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. As 54 is forming, your brain should basically just be thinking discount, because it's very, very unlikely that a 5-bar micro channel doesn't get at least a second leg sideways to up. 50, 55, 56, 57. So another 3-bar micro channel, very high probability of another leg up, even though it is leg 2. Doji bar 58, some traders buy the close, you get another bounce, 59. And then obviously we have this rally, but it's a leg 3, 1, pullback 2, pullback 3. So buying up here, not as good as it could be, because you're buying really, really high in the range. As I said, I did buy as this pulled back and got out over here. I still don't think that we sell. I think it's low probability that we just collapse down to the 54 close or do anything along those lines. I think we might get to the 62 low, but ultimately I do think we get back up to here. But what's happening right now is that there's about to be a fight going on over the close of the day. The bulls are desperate for a bull close. It's been too long since they've had a bull close. So they're desperate to get a close above the open of the day. And I think they do get it today personally, but that is just my opinion. 69.70, like I said, that needed a second leg. There it is on 71. So as far as trades today, you probably could have sold below 9. That makes some sense. You could buy the close of 20 if you're willing to scale in. Not great buy the close up here. You could definitely sell 30, or any of these sell the close bars. You could sell below 38, sell 41. You could buy 50, 51. Can you buy 50? I don't know. I mean, it's a swing trade. I would probably just rather wait for the follow through personally, though. But if you took 50, good on you. 51, 52, 53, you can buy closes. You can buy a deep pullback, 54. On limit order, you can buy the close 55, 56, 57. You buy 62, 63, but you just have to be aware of what's probably going on. You maybe could have sold above 70. As I was mentioning, I thought it would pull back, but I don't really have a great way to manage that trade if it goes against me. Something like selling above 70. So because of, I think it's a more bullish environment. So I'm personally more comfortable doing something like buying the close of like 71 or something. I still think it's enough for the Bears, 69, 70, 71. 71 strong enough for a second leg. It might be 3 legs down though, so it's a little bit difficult. I don't think we go straight up though. I think we might bounce here and then go a little more sideways and then channel up for the rest of the day up into this area. But I do think the bull's going to bull close today. Daily chart. So you can see, well, I guess, if you're, it depends what chart you're looking at. The open is 10 points above, but the bull's pretty desperate to try and get a bull bar here. Really tight channel down 10%, but probably buyers somewhere in this area for at least a bounce though, but it's just a temporary bounce. We're going to go lower, right? So regardless of the pullback, we're going to get a second leg down from this. Why are we going to get a second leg down? Look at the weekly chart. This is going to need a second leg down. It's going to need a second leg down. So I expect that regardless of the rest of the week, even if this turns into a bull bar, even if it does, we're going to get a second leg down. And I don't think it's going to turn into a bull bar. The monthly chart, I'm struggling to believe that this is going to start a large sell-off, like a 20-30% correction, this doji bar. That is mostly my thought on the monthly chart. If this bar closes big and strong and on its low, then fine. But I'm struggling to believe that this is enough for 2 leg sideways to down for sure. But I'm struggling to believe that this is going to start a giant sell-off. All right, that's going to be it for the video.